Hello, World Civilization 106 class. Um, I want to just kind of give you a brief welcome video. Uh, um, I do have an introduction bio and a link, on the Canvas page, but I like to be a little more personable than that. So I just want to let you know that I'm very excited to teach this class. This is the first class that I was able to teach when I was first at MJC many years ago in a face-to-face class. And originally at MJC I was doing only face-to-face, and for the last 5 years I have only been teaching online. I've been living in Portland, Oregon for about 5 years, something like that. I'm losing track of time. And then I have this month I will it'll be my anniversary of traveling for 1 year, and so that's been exciting to do. And as I mentioned to you, I'm currently in Hong Kong right now. In any case, World Civ 106 is I think you're going to really enjoy it. I focus on world religions, and I recognize that this can be a sensitive topic, but I think that you'll find that the way I teach it is a way that helps you just understand history. So if you're not interested in religion, it's not religion being forced on you. If you're a person of faith and you have a strong belief in one particular religion, you should be able to find this to be a complement to your life, regardless of where you stand, when it comes to personal viewpoints. I will mention this as I cover certain topics. For some of you, you'll find that when I talk about the historic a civilization and the way that their religion developed, and if it's not something that you've been a part of, it doesn't feel very threatening. Excuse me. But when I do end up talking about a civilization and the development of their religion, and this directly involves you, the student, and let's say that you have a very strong belief or faith, kind of orthodox position or something like that. Some of the material might make you a little uncomfortable. My approach is secular history, but here's what I want you to feel comfortable about for everybody. You don't have to believe anything that I teach in this class. In fact, you should never just believe anything that a professor teaches. I'm teaching you consensus views about historical developments of particular civilizations, and I'm focusing on a particular part of that through religion. So if you feel from whatever perspective that the material that's covered is not something you agree with, I'm not, the assignments, you'll see how the assignments are. It's not making you have to disavow whatever you believe. And in fact, and I'm going to talk about this in more detail, you'll see in the lectures, we start off dealing with evolution. And that in particular you do not have to believe in. What I just tell all students, and this is something that I think I cover in the lectures themselves, is where do we start? If we're going back to the beginning of time? Well, the Bible makes it very simple. It says Bereshit in Hebrew, in the beginning. Bereshit bara, God creates. In the beginning of the creation, Elohim creates, okay? But that's not how every civilization starts with this narrative. So what do I pick on this? Well, the secular world, meaning the non-religious world, the academic institutions, archaeologists and scientists have their own understanding of the development of human history and all of that. So I cover that. So when we go over this, that doesn't mean you're saying you believe in it. You're learning about what secular historians, archaeologists, and scientists believe their narrative, their story for the origins of humanity. Okay, so that's it. That's how I want you to understand this, how this class is approached. And I hope that you actually just find it enjoyable and that you feel more informed after you finish this class, as opposed to threatened in any way. And I'm going to send out a letter kind of discussing some things. I'm going to really help you the first week or two, on making sure that, you understand what I expect in papers on Sundays and with notes. So if you'll start looking at course objectives that I'll put out, with the modules each week. And essentially we're going to be doing video notes. You will have to write notes on all the videos, okay? That proves that you watch them. And then you will have discussions. And on Sundays, most of the time, you will have a paper due. It's not very hard. It's not a big academic research paper. It just focuses on the material that we've covered. And it's a very, you'll see that each week isn't that different, and you'll know what to do, okay? In regards to the textbooks, I've had some difficulty in getting the textbooks that I want, and this is a long, complicated story on issues with the textbook companies. So if the Pirates bookstore, I'm not quite sure right now if they actually have the textbooks. I'm trying to figure that out. If they don't, you can order any edition for the 106. Just make sure it's the right volume and exactly the author. So on the syllabus, it has that there, okay? So any edition will be fine. The book will just kind of help complement, what I do with the lectures, okay? And so that's mainly all I have to say for now. Feel free to write me. Writing me on Canvas is the best way to get a hold of me. I have 3 classes, and I have 2 WorldCiv106 classes. So when you write to me on Canvas, it tells me which class you're in, and in the case of being in the 106 class, I'll know which one of those 2 that you're in. And then there's a little light that kind of like something that shows if I've skipped over a message. So as opposed to writing me email, writing me directly through Canvas is perfect for me to usually get a hold of you relatively quickly. So currently right now I'm in Hong Kong. It is so hot and humid. Ugh, I cannot believe it. I've not experienced this much heat and humidity. As you can see, I'm glossy. It's brutal. It's brutal. I think they said there was like a typhoon in Taiwan. But I was in Cambodia and Thailand quite a bit. I spent 2 months in Cambodia, and it was the hottest I've ever been. But this is the most humid I've ever been. And I'm a pale guy. I'm not built for this at all. I'm dying. And I don't know. Anyhow, in case you haven't noticed also, okay, so I'm in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong's having a little drama right now. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. It is kind of tense, and it's a little bit ominous. I have to admit that I'm a little sad for this place and worried. I love Hong Kong. I love the people, and I wish them all the best. And I've been staying clear of a lot of what's going on. But it is what it is. I mean, look, before I left Thailand, 6 bombs went off in Bangkok. And then there's what's going on here. If you don't know, look up on the news, Hong Kong and the news. There's a lot going on there. And, in my country, there was 3 mass shootings. So I was like, well, I don't know. Where does one go in this world, right? Wow. So I try to keep positive. And, the Thai have 2 sayings that I love. Mai Penrai, no worries, and Jai Yen Yen, calm your heart. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. In any case, I like to be very accessible to all of you, and I'm looking forward to this class, as I mentioned. So write away to me and communicate. And I think I'm babbling on now. have a great week, and I'll be seeing you very soon as we start the class at the end of this month.